Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine. Very, very quick album review, but it's very quick not because the album doesn't need to have lots of words said about it, because in a way it does. But this is a kind of like companion piece to a podcast that I've recently done with Sid Griffin, one of the founding members of the Long Ryders. And it is this album, which we talked extensively about, called September, November. It's out now. This is a CD. You knew that. But it's also available on album with a gatefold sleeve, which in the podcast Sid showed me several times, and it looked very, very cool. This is a wonderful, joyous, positive album. It really, really is. And as you know, I have a thing about music that moves me emotionally, in my heart, in my spirit, both physically and mentally. And this is one of those albums. It just sounds like a sunny day where you've woken up and you feel great, and whatever problems you've got going on in your life, you can just brush them aside, and everything is going to be fine. It's just one of those albums. I just absolutely love it. When I talked to Sid, I was saying that listening to this album, that the band sound in a good place. They sound like they're happy. They're more where they are now. Is better the place than they were, say, in the late 80s, when, where they were touring the world, and the strains and struggles of trying to make a living, and, record companies and the music business. And Sid said they're happy now because they haven't anything to prove. They're already, down as seen as one of the founders of Americana, Nashville. They've ticked all the boxes. They don't need to prove anything else. And so they've made this music, this album, directly from their hearts, really. And the songs are amazing. In the podcast, I talked a lot about the different songs, but there's some great stuff lyrically as well. Emma Gentry's Alive and Well, which is kind of a kind of observational look at the world as it is. Quite a cynical look about, sometimes we look at the news and think, God, I just want to be in my music room and play some records and hide away from that. It's that kind of track. Song for Ukraine is an instrumental, but it's such a beautiful piece of music. It really is. Some great playing on that. And that's what you say about love and Until God Takes Me Away. It's wonderful. But the other thing is, of course, is that one of the founding members of the Long Ryders unfortunately passed away, and that was Tom Stevens. And there's a song on here called Tom Tom, which they all wrote during lockdown, and they all contributed towards it. And it's a wonderful song paying homage to their fallen colleague. It really, really is. And in fact, they've managed to bring Tom into the music by taking a track that he did and putting it on the last track of the album, which is called Flying Off to London in the Rain. And they've used Tom's bass playing and his vocals in that, and they've just all kind of re-recorded it. But the album flows really, really well. It's got a nice little booklet to it. And stream it first, see what you think. But the absolutely wonderful, uplifting album. And it's on Cherry Red Records. And it's great that Cherry Red are actually signing bands and putting out contemporary albums. This is a new release. And, and they're out on tour soon as well. And the vinyl one looks very good, but this is the CD version. So let me know what you think. Give it a listen. And of course, if you are a Long Ryders fan, because Cherry Red have released several box sets by the band, going right back to the early 80s. But this is their latest album. And if you are a fan, you've already got it, haven't you? I know that. But let me know what you think. And I shall see you on my next video very, very soon. Take care, stay safe, keep spinning those discs.